Hello, my name is Gwenwool W. Mingo. I'm originally from Key West, Florida. My people are Bahamian descent, but we have also a lot of Cubans within my family with Hispanic names as Gonzalez, Juarez, Lopez, etc. But the bulk of my family members are from the Bahamas. Father's side is out of Eleuthera, and my mother's side is out of New Providence. We have been in the United States since about 1850, living in Key West, Florida. That's where I was born and raised. I've been in Gainesville since 1971. I was former military, got out of the service, had a job offer in Key West going back home as an assistant principal of one of the schools in Monroe County. And stopped in Tallahassee where my wife is from, and one of my friends, former military buddy of mine, said, "Man, there are all kinds of jobs in Gainesville. You should stop by there." I had never been to Gainesville in my life, but since I didn't have to come through here, but I came through here and I stopped and checked into Taggart Hall and to see what was there. And one of the gentlemen referred me to the housing office where I met Mr. Hennessy, former military man, also full bird colonel in the field artillery. I was also field artillery, and so the experiences that I had in the military, he had some of the same experiences, so he knew what type of person I was, and he said, could I stay over in Gainesville to be interviewed? And I said, man, I don't know anybody here. I don't even have a place to stay. So they put me up in the dormitory in the counselor's apartment. I stayed there for several days going through interviews. And they subsequently offered me a position as a dormitory counselor at Hume Hall. But I was a little concerned about the salary that they were offering at that time, which is pretty low. Coming out of the military as an officer, my salary was much higher than what they were offering me. So I told them I couldn't work for that kind of money. But they sweetened the deal by saying that here are some options that you have. We'll increase it just a little bit, and you can live at no cost in the dormitory apartments. There will be a maid service for you. You don't have to worry about telephone calls, payments and stuff like that, except for long distance calls. And also there's an opportunity to further my education. I came to the Gainesville area with a master's degree in counseling, and but that really didn't interest me at that particular time. So I was what they call a counselor coordinator position in the dormitory at Hume Hall. And I stayed there for at least 2.5-3 years before I was offered a job as the director of the Upward Bound Student Support Service Program, which was a part of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. So I ended up getting that position in April of 1974. And I was coming to a situation there where the federal government was about to terminate the program, and here I am being elected as not elected, but appointed as the director of a program that was on its way out. So we had people from the Department of Education come down. I talked with them, and I had to resubmit the proposal for the grant proposal. So when I redid that, we were able to get funded. The people came back from Atlanta, and they were interviewing me again and wanted to know, how did I make such a fast change around to the proposal? And what I told them is that, as far as knowing how to read rules and regulation, that was part of my experience in the military. I can read stuff, and I can also implement and make things happen. So that's all I did. So from that time, from 74 to when I retired in 2003, I put the Upward Bound and the Student Support Program on a level or a keel that was superior to most programs throughout this United States. Our program, especially our Upward Bound program, one of the best you can find in these United States. Our kids were highly successful academically. To this very day, I'm really proud of some of these students who are now doctors, lawyers, educators, just real successful people. The Student Support Services was mainly, well, let me back up. The Upward Bound program was mainly a college prep program for high school students, preparing them for the college or university of their choice. We had about 85-86% of those students that I was dealing with went off to the college or university of their choice. The other program I was directing was the Student Support Service program. This is a program where students were coming to the University of Florida for the first time. And as freshmen, they needed to have some guidance and direction. And so that was my job, to get them on the right footing, provide the counseling, the tutoring, academic advisement that they needed so they can be successful. That program was also successful. There are, again, about 65 to 70% of those students were graduating by the time that I got involved with it. It didn't happen initially overnight, but as I stayed with this program, the percentage of graduates were real high. And today, this program is also, I'm proud of the students that have gone through there, because we have a lot of medical doctors, judges, lawyers, administrators at the institution of higher learning, and we're proud of those students. So, in essence, I enjoyed myself being here in the Gainesville, Florida area. I'm glad that my friend told me to stop by here and check the place out. And as a result of that, I was also able to obtain a PhD degree from the University of Florida. The preparation that I got from Florida A&M University, my alma mater, and my military experiences that I had throughout the world, Europe, especially, and Southeast Asia. I consider those kind of experiences that were instrumental, or they were helpful in getting me prepared for the rigors that I experienced at the University of Florida. It was not always peaches and cream at the University of Florida. It was not always opportunities where people were agreeable or amenable to the things that I employed, because there were some cases where I met some opposition from the administration when I was trying to do my best to direct these students towards a positive role and placement in the world. So in spite of that, I think I did a fairly decent job, mainly because of my demeanor and attitude and the way that I conduct myself towards getting the job done. I was passionate about helping these students make their mark in the world, and I did all I could do to support